On this special double episode of the Rebel Health Tribe podcast, available at rebelhealthtribe.com, we welcome Shannon, Drake from The Dirt, and Joseph Winke from Jumbo Superfoods. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Rebel Health Tribe podcast. I'm Joe Rignola with Michael Roseline. What's up, Michael?
Yo, man, how is it going?
It's going. I've ever since we talked to Steph earlier today, I have a complex about the name of our podcast, but I don't think there's anything we can do about it anymore.
Rebel Health Tribe podcast, I think, is a brilliant name for it, and
it's gonna have to be.
All right.
Anyway,
how's it going, Shannon?
Yeah,
it's going pretty good. I think it's a cool name for your podcast.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Folks, we're joined by Shannon Drake from The Dirt, GiveMeTheDirt.com, an awesome company that sells all kinds of really natural and awesome healthcare and beauty care products. Hey, Shannon.
Hey.
Thanks so much for being here.
Yeah, my pleasure. I love talking with you guys.
Cool. So for folks who don't know you, just give a little background about what you do, why you do it, and a little bit about your company.
Yeah, so I'm Shannon, and I own The Dirt, and what The Dirt is we mostly make oral care products, but our sort of philosophy is built around the idea that the human body is this self-sustaining, like, miraculous machine that it can pretty much heal itself, but since we live in a world that we weren't evolved to live in, we need a little help now and then keeping up the machinery here. And
sure,
so the
fair
Dirt,
enough, yeah.
Yeah, so The Dirt makes products that assist your body in taking care of itself instead of intervening in that sort of self-care cycle like most mainstream products do.
I like that. That's a great philosophy.
Yeah.
How did you get started doing that?
Well, I came into this business sort of through my diet. So about 8 years ago, I learned about the paleo diet and kind of was on and off for a while, but about 4 years ago, I got really serious about it and my health, and I just saw such amazing results from eating like whole foods and cooking most of my meals and getting some sun and some fitness that once I sort of got that under control, I started looking at my products I was putting on my body, like what was in that. And I thought to myself, if I wouldn't eat it, why would I put it on my body?
Right.
'Cause your skin just absorbs things.
Sure.
You're consuming it anyways. So why am I putting all these weird chemicals on my skin and thinking like I can eat a clean diet and then put like
Parabens and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, on the biggest organ in your whole body is your skin.
Yeah,
so
no big
I
deal.
it's cool. Just put it right near your eyes.
Sure, why not just inject it into your veins? Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw a thing the other day. Someone told me that women use 150 chemicals on their skin every day.
Wow.
So, 150. Insane. So it's stats like that made me start making my own products.
Right.
And after much convincing from a lot of friends, I started The Dirt as a business selling those products that they were hounding me for.
Nice.
All the time. Yeah, it's great.
Kind of like a damn it, start paying me for this thing, or did they actually convince you to do it?
They convinced me to do it. I was happy making it and putting it in mason jars and giving it to my friends, and they were like, why are you doing this job you hate and then giving us awesome stuff for free? Why don't you sell the awesome stuff and like be completely happy? And,
But still give it to us for free.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What was the job that you hated?
I wouldn't say I hated it. It wasn't my dream job. So before my last office job, I was running the social media department for a company called JustFab, and they are one of the biggest subscription commerce companies. They do shoe of the month clubs.
Huh.
Yeah, it's a genius business.
Sure.
And the company, I was the fourth employee there. They hired me to do social media, and at the time I really had no idea what to do. I went to art school, and working in the corporate world was not what I thought I would be doing.
Right.
What was cool about the company was since they were so scrappy and young, they were kind of just like, make it work, do whatever you want, figure it out. Like we know we need social media, so you're young, you can do this, right?
Yeah.
So they like unleashed me on it, and it was a great job. We built the social media from 2 people to 2.5 million people in 2 years. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
We should hire her. Because she's not busy at all. I know that running two businesses is really easy. Because she also is co-founder, owner of Jumbo, who we talked to Joe yesterday. So
we'll have to make sure we put these podcasts back to back. So what you just said is true.
Yeah. That's wild. I cannot I know you fairly well at this point as far as people in the internets, and I met you at PaleoFX, but I get a good feeling about you guys, and I can't fathom you in a corporate thing, like in an office, like at a desk with a monitor and like a phone and people telling you what to do. Like I can't.
Yeah, it was definitely, it wasn't a perfect fit. I realize now that I run a business that I'm a really great boss and a really shitty employee. I can look back on my job and be
resonates.
like, oh.
Yeah, I think Mike and I could probably say the same thing.
I think I'm pretty close to that same description. I was really good at getting jobs. Keeping them or having them. Like I got really good at it because I had to get a lot of them. So I got good at getting jobs, but keeping them or fulfilling them or being useful in them was a completely different story.
Well, I think it's being told what to do, right?
Yeah, and that and combined with like not really giving a shit about what I was doing or if I was doing it right, or it wasn't until you find something that you enjoy doing that you can really jump into it, or that you feel passionate about, or that you're actually interested in if it's successful or not. Like, I think.
So, Shannon, is it safe to say a Shoe of the Month Club wasn't exactly your passion?
It wasn't exactly my passion. I mean, I might surprise you that I don't wear high heels every day.
Not necessarily.
I'm a little more of a Vibrams kind of girl, but it was a weird thing because my apartment, I lived in this teeny tiny little studio apartment in LA because I couldn't afford anything else, and I would not buy anything with plastic, or I would do my best not to buy stuff with plastic because it's really hard not to. And then I was going into work for 9 hours a day selling the shit out of plastic shoes. I was really good at it. I could sell them like crazy, but I was, it was a moral dilemma. I was like, man, I am selling thousands of disposable plastic shoes. I can't do this anymore. It just doesn't align with me. I don't want to use my powers for this. I want to use them for good.
Yeah.
So
at that point, you were already making products while you were at that job?
I was making products for myself. Yeah, I was making my own lip balms and my own toothpaste because I had got a really horrible sunburn on my face about 8 or so years ago, and it ruined my lips. My lips still to this day are very difficult. But I tried every single beauty product on the market, from natural things to chemical-filled things to dermatologist prescriptions, and nothing really helped my lips heal. It just kind of felt better while the goo was on my lips. But then as soon as it wore off, it was back to square one. So, I'm a problem solver. I had to figure this out. How can I help myself? So I looked at the beauty industry and thought to myself, like, what are they missing? What are they not thinking about? And it became super obvious to me that industry, especially at the time, had no idea about ancestral health.
How long ago was this?
About 5 years ago, 6 years ago. Yeah, so I started looking to all the traditional beauty cultures around the world and like, what do they use? What's their secret weapon? We know about coconut oil and shea butter and cocoa butter, but I realized that this delicious little food ingredient I had just learned about that's magically shelf stable, nobody uses it in skincare products, and that product is called ghee. So I started putting ghee in my lip balm, and it changed everything.
That's really interesting. I never would have thought of that either. That's really great.
I used your ghee, the Jumbo ghee, the CBD ghee, topically on my shoulder. I rubbed it all over when my shoulder was hurting, and I noticed like a side effect. I was like, oh, my skin on my shoulder is so nice now. And it made it like super soft and like, I don't know the right word to use because I'm
slather it all over everywhere.
It was it did wonders for my shoulder skin. If that's a thing.
It does. I mean, if you can stand smelling like buttered popcorn, it's like great to just use straight up all over yourself.
I don't. You say that like it's a bad thing. That sounds amazing. I'm curious about that transition. It sounds like you made a pretty scary leap, leaving a very secure job and going into starting something on your own.
Yeah, I mean, looking back on it, I left a dream job. You know, it was somebody's dream job. It just wasn't my dream job.
Right, by most people's standards, it was a dream job.
It was great. We had a bar in the office, and we did happy hour like every Friday. They were flying me to New York to cover fashion shows and do contests. Our customers were like super passionate and excited, and I still think they're awesome. They're great, but it wasn't what I wanted for myself, you know. And it was becoming more and more apparent. The bigger the company got, the more like I had to pour myself into it. I just realized like I'm giving so much energy to something that I wake up in the morning and I don't want to do.
Yeah.
And like, what am I doing with my life? I didn't have, you know, I was lucky at the time. I like didn't have any real commitments. You know, I was living by myself in a studio, and I didn't have like a boyfriend or, you know, it was just me. So I was like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to start consulting after work. I'm going to save up some money, and I'm going to quit. So I would go to work for like 8 to 9 hours, and I would go home and do consulting for 4 hours. I'd go to bed, wake up, repeat, and I did that for 2 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So there's a 2-year overlap where you were just really grinding and hustling.
Oh, yeah. The first time, yes.
Yeah.
And then I met Joe in that process, and he was really integral to pushing me off the cliff, so to speak, of quitting my job. Yeah. There was a couple major milestones that really I was like, I have to get out of here, you know? Like, they wanted to film a reality TV show about our office. And I did 2 or 3 of the, like, pilot episodes to see if it would work. And, you know, they were just trying to make everyone fight each other, and they wanted to make the social media team look dumb, and it just wasn't good. It wasn't good. Yeah. So that was kind of the last straw, and I put in my 2 weeks notice. And
Cool. Yeah,
you
doesn't sound
mean
like
reality TV is scripted and not improv?
Yeah,
like,
go figure.
You know?
Yeah, they're writers, really?
They tell you exactly what to say about everyone.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ooh,
Yeah.
jokes.
Big secret. You heard it here first.
We're onto something here. This is going to break ground.
Yeah.
Don't tell anybody.
I think it's pretty much the same thing with politics. They tell them what to say to everyone.
I mean, it's basically politics is reality TV, but that's a whole other podcast.
Yeah. It's a blurred line. It's a blurred line.
We'll have you back for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where did you grow up?
I grew up in Southern California.
Oh, okay. So born and raised right there, huh?
Yeah, I'm one of those rare unicorns that kind of grew up in LA and is still here.
Oh, cool. No, it's actually not that rare. It seems to be much to my I don't know. It seems like most of the people we talk to are from California, and I'm freezing my ass off here in New York.
Yeah, I think this is like 9 out of 10 recordings that we've done that people are from California or live in California, and it's really warm out today. It was like I had to take my sweatshirt off. It's like 82 degrees.
I'm in a tank top.
It's a conspiracy. What I've realized is Mike's plotting a conspiracy against me to make me feel so bad about where I live that I'll move out there.
Yeah, so I'm only scheduling people in California, but no, it's like a disproportionate amount of people we have on are from California or live in California, and then Joe's shoveling snow, and so.
Yeah.
Well, you know, you guys are in the health industry, and you know, if you're into like cutting edge health, you're probably on the West Coast. It's just, you know.
It does seem that way, yeah.
We're lobbying. Yeah. We're lobbying to get him, and we'll have to transplant the entire Rignola squad. But
yeah, exactly.
We'll get there eventually, and then he'll look back at these episodes and he'll laugh and be like, "Silly, remember when I used to shovel snow and be in the cold?
Why live like that? It's crazy. What are we doing?"
So, how'd you name the dirt?
Well, I had made the tooth powder. And, you know, it's all, like, really great natural ingredients and cinnamon and clay and myrrh and essential oils, and it's all straight from the earth. And I like that for health reasons, but I had Joe try it, and he was brushing his teeth one day in our old apartment, and he spit it out, and he just looks in the sink. He's like, this is really messy. Like, yeah, well, it's natural. Like, I didn't bleach anything, it's Whole Foods. And he goes, that's going to be a problem. I'm like, why? He's like, people don't want to have a messy sink. I'm like, yeah, but it's healthy, and they can just wipe it down. It's not a big deal. I'm like, toothpaste is just as messy, it's just you can't see it.
Right.
He's like, well, why don't we make this bug a feature, and why don't we just call it the dirt? Because that's what it is.
Wow.
And it's
so
like,
it was like a preemptive strike.
yeah, it was a really smart move on his part.
Preemptive marketing strike. That is pretty brilliant. Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, he's a smart guy, so I keep him around.
There you go. There you go.
Did you guys ask him why he named Jumbo Jumbo?
No,
we didn't, but I know the answer to that.
Yeah.
But you can answer where that one came from too.
Oh, it was named after the dog.
Yeah.
That's a much simpler answer.
Yeah, I knew that one. I forgot to ask him that yesterday, but I've seen Jumbo, the creature.
The queen herself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were they started around the same time?
No, I started the dirt about a year and a half before we started Jumbo Superfoods. And we have another company called Healthy Surprise that was the first baby. We learned all of the hard knocks.
That was the first thing that Joe did, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was the first successful company that he did. He had a couple other things before that, but Healthy Surprise is still going. So we started that one, and then about 2 years later.
You get a box of healthy snack food? Is that kind of?
Yeah,
kind of
it was actually the first subscription gluten-free snack food box.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's
wow.
one
So
of the
I've seen
few that survived.
I've seen a few of those pop up.
Yeah.
More recently, so you guys paved the way for that.
Yeah, at one point we had counted that we had 36 companies copy us for that.
Huh.
Yeah, there was a lot of boxes at one point, and 3 or 4 of them directly copied our website, which was a fun learning experience to be an entrepreneur and have that happen.
I don't imagine, they say, imitation is the serious form of